Updates on galamsey. Awal Mohammed, Nabla and Ivan Kyei Innocent ekoko share with Joy Prime. Now, in fact, so one video we are why you. I want us to watch how Ivan Kyei Innocent schooling some we with TV so concerning galamsey. Sir, Madam Janet Nabla no minim yeso a PMP say as a party menu. Washada kwa tam one of the small parties no di na ade abetuno so. And so ocean communication in some more can the style of politics or kasa de ma NPP. And a fact. Na omukoko PM wo Joy Prime TV so. Concerning this galamsey and semi amunim se nkrofo we de jandam ena ye omunsem omuso de jandam ma na omoye. Ena Ivan Kyei Innocent chi sa nkrofo mienu we esi school yi omo kire omo se galamsey na omo ka ho ansem no galamsey no we cannot just within this months nyeden and clear and yen can say galamsey no so asan but say you compare and the situation under the previous regime not even say change this aba and to say kanino change this aba so then amutiti ha mo pese mo justify just say Ivan school you omo ankasa ye video na ending komo hwe na yekoso
62. It's a classical example.
It's not a matter of the people. These are matters of enforcement that we are looking for.
Let me hear it.
We are looking for the enforcement, not this airline.
Let me say good morning to your viewers. I think this is a very serious platform, and I'm not sure that it should be an arena for us to be making mere conjectures and suppositions and accusing people of things we cannot ground in any substance. I think it's highly condemnable, because if you want to speak to the issues, I think you should have your fact, speak to things that will convince the average listener that indeed you are speaking to something very concrete, but not just mere conjectures and what you think is the case, which may not be the situation. Yes, it's a fact that all of us here is against galamsey. I'm not sure there is any reasonable person out there who will go all in for galamsey, because we know the menace and how it has destroyed our forests and the lives of people in this particular country. That is why there has been this consistent advocacy that we need to ensure we protect our forests and our water bodies. That is a fact that has been established. And I'm sure across the political divide, including those outside the civil society, over the years have been, I know a couple of them.
You're saying the civil society groups are now...
Everybody may have his opinion. I know a couple of them who have been very vocal on government, and they've been part of this a bit of success that we've been able to achieve a bit. It's not a magic. You cannot just wake up and they say, hey, galamsey, and everything extinguishes, you understand? And you see, in order to assess your progress, I think you must always take a peep at the past and see what actually the state of play and where you are. This particular ally, for me, is one of the most despicable single legislature that has ever been introduced in this particular country. It's a single legislature that legitimizes and licenses people to go into the forest reserve. Awal is making mention of existing. There is no existing ally. So you can't just base argument on conjecture. You couldn't even mention an ally. This is an ally that motivated people like Wuntubi and several others to go to the forest and destroy the forest. And as we speak, that particular case has become a criminal matter. It's a fact you can speak to, not just mere conjectures and suppositions on what you think. You understand? So the fact is that we were somewhere. Some advances have been made. We are not out of the woods yet. But nobody can sit here and conclude that where we were is the same as where we are today. There has been some advances.
So he's asking for a concrete... He's asking...
Hypocritical.
No. Look at it. No.
It's worse now.
Before election, the water turbidity level was somewhere around 12,000 to 15,000.
14,000.
So today...
So take it 15,000. Today is 94,000.
So you see the man who's talking about...
Today is 94,000. That is a lie.
No.
He's an NBC man here.
That is a lie.
I'm saying that.
This sort of full soldier argument will not help you. I'm speaking to a fact. Yes. No, this is the kind of full soldier argument because
When you have water processing plant has been shut down because of
listen, you sat here.
Shebi has been shut down. So do you need anyone to tell you that the stability is well?
Let him land.
You sat here, you lied. I never confronted you. So
Did I lie?
You were
So
just
let him
feeling.
land. Let him land.
You were
When
just
did I lie?
no. You were just
let
feeling
him land.
emotional. Hallelujah. You didn't say anything.
But did I lie?
Listen. Let me make my point.
No, did I lie?
The fact of the matter is that there is a problem. We all want.
But you know, he's asked the question.
Okay.
In concrete terms, you say
Yes.
the evidence that there's an improvement.
No, but if you look at how many of the companies have been pushed out of the forest, and then the Nabla's operation has resulted in taking a lot of people. These things are quite obvious. You understand?
Still, we are not. That's
No. But do you expect a distraction that has happened for over 8 good years for somebody to use just 10 months to get everybody out?
He doesn't understand that.
No. The thing is,
The argument is not about restoring the thing within 2 days.
Okay, so
The argument is about halting it and making sure that we are moving away from that. But it's not the argument is making.
No. As a government, you need
Something
to
that happened over a lot of years.
No,
It's a 1 year.
that is-
Who say we
no,
still need 1 year to
You are
resolve it?
asking for results.
Let's
You are
take-
asking for results,
And
and
we are
I'm
not
telling
doing
you that this is
People are still in the forest.
No, but nobody is
People are still
denying
on the water
that.
body. You say there's an equality.
Let's I'll give you all the opportunity.
You sat here, so you made a lot of unfounded allegations. I sat here quietly and listened to you. It is my time now. What of this haranguing thing? Please, just give me time to make my point.
Yes, okay.
You understand?
Yeah, I get it.
So the fact of the matter is that there is a problem. We all went away.
You're saying it's obvious that there's an improvement.
As there has been, unless you don't want to, for whatever obvious reason, you understand? That because when we are in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2020, 2021, when this despicable LI came to operation and licensed a lot of people to go into the forest reserve today, can you make mention of a single forest reserve that has been mined? You mentioned people are there. It's a lie, because even the source of your information is a former Minerals Commission.
former CEO.
You want people to take you serious? You see, it's a lie. That is why I'm saying it's a serious platform.
How do you know it's a lie?
Oh, no.
I told you
But
that I am seeking for information.
Listen,
I told you that.
it's a lie.
You told me, but
He told you.
authenticate it. I am
With
seeking
what?
for
With
information, and I'll
documents?
come on this platform
Look at
to
it.
tell you
So what you should
companies
have
that
waited.
He mentioned
You
companies.
should have waited. You don't come and lie because people are listening. You understand? Don't come and lie when you don't have the fact to prove it.
So did I lie?
No. Let me
You see why CPP is different. NDC, MPP.
You just also lied about the CPP. You just lied that there's a
Let's
This place is a serious
Madam.
stability. You said that stability has improved.
So hold on.
And then that's all it has
So,
not. It's a lie.
Janet, hold on. Let's.
Don't come here
You
with
see,
lies.
okay. So let me. Ivan. What I want us to do is to now focus. So land on the point for me that there's an improvement.
Yes.
And that you can't use 10 months
Yes.
to solve
All the
an age-old problem.
Yes.
He says, look, there's another layer.
Okay.
State of emergency.
Yes.
Declare that, and let's freeze.
Let everybody stop.
No.
When we know
The fact that
when everybody has
listen,
stopped, and now you can now do
Guys,
that.
I know your question.
If they are not stopping
the
people.
fact that you are suggesting a state of emergency.
It's not I'm suggesting.
Listen.
Article 31 is not suggesting. Article 31
What is it?
Council, I'll come back to you.
Article 31 mandates
What you're going to
that
do.
if
Nobody will speak on this platform. Let me make it a
I'll give you the time. Yeah.
If they don't say I'm going to.
No, stay. Let's go.
Nobody will speak on this platform.
Ivan, let's go on.
I can do that.
No, Ivan, let's go on. Let's go.
No, you said I'm suggesting.
I'm saying that if you are going to harass me,
you have the floor.
nobody's going to speak on this platform, and I can do that.
Let's do.
Okay, fine. So my point is that the water stability level that he mentioned is a lie. That has to be put on record. So don't rely on his lies.
So we'll give you the time to provide that legacy.
So tell us the figure.
Tell us the figures.
Okay, so guys,
state of
okay,
emergency.
yes, right.
State of emergency. Yes, it's one of the options
Right.
available.
Okay.
And the president has not waived it outrightly. His point is that yes, state of emergency can be instituted, but the fact is that there is a way we can deal with this problem without necessarily going into using the state of emergency. And that has been demonstrated by designating all the forest reserve a security zone, more or less like state of emergency because you cannot go there. If a place is designated as a security zone, it means is that as an ordinary guy, you can't just wake up and go and do mining. And for me, that is an improvement. So let us not sit here and hypocritically seek to suggest that nothing is being done. Yes, we may not be out of the woods yet, but there has been a significant appreciation. That is what, because the mere fact that
and that's why she's saying you don't have a scientific basis.
No, what's and I am saying that the operations.
I'll give all of you the time.
You should use an argument in its own context. Let not class simulation. Let us sit here and hypocritical. When I was making my submission, I went straight and made my submission. Don't be using words like
because of what he said.
Stop that. That is why we are. That's why we are coming.
You know what? Ivan, so they're saying you don't have.
And I am saying that you see the improvement. You see the operations of the various activities going on in the various forest reserves. For instance, NATMOS has been in operation for quite a long time, and I think the activities are quite obvious if you want to see it. And again, if you want to gauge the number of people who are in the forest reserve, they are not there. The minister has reported that there is no single person in the forest reserve that is doing mining today. And for me, that is
and you believe that?
Exactly.
You believe that?
Oh, that is the information that has been given, unless somebody is able to prove contrary. Because you can speak to the fact that, oh, I went to this forest reserve and there was somebody there. And again, the revocation of the LI has been something that Ghanaians have been asking for. And as a government, you have a duty to ensure that that particular LI is revoked, because I've told you, that is the single document that legitimized and motivated people to go into the forest reserve to do mining. So if there has been a commitment on the part of government to revoke that particular LI, you think that is not a win? Because that is what the civil society organization were asking for. And the government has done it. Like, we may all have our preferences, whatever that we think. But the fact that we need to state the obvious and not seek to, for whatever reasons, seek to suggest that nothing is being done. I'm saying that, how do you call it? The state of emergency is an option we can go for. That is quite obvious. That is undisputed. But the president, who has been given power to run this particular country, thinks that he can use other means. And this means when they become ineffective, then the state of emergency becomes a last resort, because the state of emergency can be declared and people want to defy, they can still defy. You understand? Okay. So I think let us state the fact and move away from all this emotional kind of
do you have any questions for any of the individuals?
Just 1 minute for constitutional clarification. You see, we are educating the people. If you sit here and say that people's views, and then that's what you see, that is where people are getting the argument wrong. I have not sent a constitutional document to Parliament on views. I've gone there on constitutional provisions. State of emergency is Article 31. It says that anytime a person or a group of persons carry out activity that seeks to put the lives of a certain community or the people in the community in danger, as against their necessity of life. Water is necessity of life. The land, the forest. The moment that comes in, our Constitution 1992 says the president.
But you must trigger it based on information.
Yes. So don't try to say that people's opinion. That is where I want to clarify that. It's not about opinion. Okay, it's about.
So here's the thing, and this question will be for you just before I bring into that. If we had a government that even banned small-scale mining at a point, and yet we came back to the same heightened levels of illegal mining, what else would state of emergency change?
State of emergency changes the dynamics.
How?
It is where a red line is drawn. I said that in my earlier submission.
Yes.
That when you put in, for example, you've declared military zones.
We ban an entire sector, small-scale sector. It didn't work.
How is it different?
Designated security zones are not under Article 31.
It doesn't matter, but it's been enforced.
So you are saying constitutionality doesn't matter?
No, I'm saying
we
are looking.
That is why you are arguing differently.
No, that is why we are here to argue.
Can I communicate?
So you see, good. There is something anchorophobia and TRC. Let me make it clear. And you say a buying win to mean declare state of emergency. The government can declare state of emergency, but say they compare under the previous regime now. The reason in Tiana Ghana for pet state of emergency and the MPP ni say number one, we also say MPP party no as a government no, they were doing nothing about galamsey. In fact, document evidence crampo free Lance Minister and Chen by an say the people around Akufo-Addo no now won yes galamsey no. So Ebabe ye claim Ghana for nyina hu say We even saw Nanado on TV defending Wuntumi on Akunta mine and Yadi. See, Yavabe who said no, galamsey no one until declare state of emergency because no munye be beyond farm. But a buy way by they are doing a lot of things to make sure say galamsey na at water. To implement some measures we na unfair, then state of the emergency are proceeding in. Because you can go and declare state of emergency because of galamsey. Now will be on your galamsey yen and yamo baby now affecting. So you don't just wake up and say you are declaring state of the emergency, and as a state of emergency, you consider certain things. You don't just wake up and declare that be yanyanasa. Osha one or two things be before why then what declare state of emergency. And when I'm crophobe brenya then, and crophobe brenya then, NTS. You understand? So that is what Ivan Kyei school your mom on, and there I will join prime. So what is your take? Which might be?